I do have several videos I'm going to post in this YouTube video. Over the past few months, I've made a few videos, but I never posted them. And I'm gonna try to post them either after this video or during this video. It'll be a few different things. Mainly I got a ditch bank cutter I worked on last year. There's some stuff in there I'm gonna add in. And when I was getting DMIs ready, that's what we call them, subsoilers. We call them DMIs here because that's just the lingo. Everybody just starts calling it one thing, and that's what it's always called. What we're trying to do with this little spreader here, I call it a little one. It is the little one. It's only 16 foot. That's why the 125 gets it. Is we're trying to tighten this chain up here. As you see, it is quite loose. How it got this loose, I don't know. It has shortened down some since I already got this side loose over here. I can see that side, the bolts are up. It's already slid back, all the tension off of it. And tension's come off of this one too somewhat. And I'm trying to get the bolt to come back. Go try to take some links out. Go over this thing before we start spreading. Just a good service. This is something else we've added to the farms in the last time I posted. It's not a full-blown service truck, but it's one that I can drive myself. It's got air on it. Got a toolbox full of grease and stuff, and I got about 110, 15 gallons of fuel on it. So when I go start planting or running all day, I'll just drive this truck with me. It's just kind of a mess in the back right now. But it was just a truck that had been sitting on the farm for one of the employees we had. So we used to buy trucks for employees back when we had houses all over the country, you know, and that's just one we had. Ain't nothing special. But I got it and I can use it. But today we're having to play with this aggravating bolt. The other side was easy. You can see it through there. Very easy to move those bolts. And this bolt here is finger loose. But this one, I mean, it's not even against the plate. It's just that. Been there so long, it's rusted on there. It has been quite a pain. But let's use poles. All right, everyone, we got the hog head here. We gotta take this bolt off. I've already got a drive shaft off 4 bolts. Take them 4 bolts off, and you take it off of there. Of course, there's a casing seal around here, cover. These go on, and we're gonna take that out. It's the seal right there. You see, it was only leaking for maybe a day or two. It's just got the whole end covered. So once we get the seal in, we'll top it off, and we'll also try to clean that up just so it doesn't stick on there. We go and we put these here. That's how many hours we got. That's the date. I supposedly put it in. It's actually May now. It's that we're actually in May. But I went ahead and wrote it today. But then I found out I had the wrong seal, so I ordered it. But that doesn't make really a difference. It's just a few days difference. But I like to put that on there until I write it in my book, and I'll wash it off. It is like the chalk stuff. Well, it's really a marker chalk, but it'll come off. I just do that till I write it down in the book. I like to keep up with stuff like that, just to have a service record. All right, guys, we had to take a little delay. We had to go get the Harbor Freight quality tools, dog. I'm just here to tell you, premium quality. They put it in this nice red carpet velvet case, Got your premium box here with a lifetime warranty, because they just know it's made so well, no impact could ever break it, because they just made their tools so amazing.
Oh my gosh, why would you ever use the impact on the hog head? Oh my god, you could tear the gears up.
Yeah, who cares? Okay, it's not going to tear the gears up. Block. There's another block up there. I promise. It's on the outside door. It's on the inside door. Why? I have no explanation. It's just there. Okay. Minty old Harbor Freight adapter, socket. Oh yes, that's from socket. Don't worry about it. If it works, it works. Doesn't matter. Before we take this off, I'm gonna do something that might make my life a little easier. Figured I'd show you. Might help you. Before we get this all the way off, we'll mark us a line. Some people wouldn't think about this. I'm not a mechanic, I farm, okay? So, we'll take our line, we're gonna mark it here. And it should, hopefully it'll be in the same spot. So we'll mark our line like that. Before we get this all the way off. Now, we should be able to put this back on where we want it when we get done. Lay this here. And when we hook this back up, hopefully it'll line up pretty close. And it does move a little bit. You should get a little way. You can move the tractor back and forth, whatever. But hopefully this will work right. Look at that seal. I put this seal in about exactly a year ago. It is already eating it up. It's not looking very good. Why? I don't know. It could have been a bad seal. I could have done something. I'm not some master mechanic here. I could have put it in wrong. There's no telling, but we'll have to redo the new seal here. So I got one. And I said earlier, I didn't have it the exact date I put here, but it's the same hours and everything, so it'll be okay. Right around the same time. I try to keep regular, you know, if we ever sell it, trade it in. So they know what's been done to it, you know. I don't know, that's one thing I would love to have. If I buy a tractor, I'd love to know everything that's been happening to this tractor. Every time I put a seal in it. That's really and truthfully, we've done this seal and one of the seal on the auto steer, and that's pretty much the only thing maintenance like broke on this tractor. Never really had any issues out of this tractor. Nothing major, you know. O-ring, that, you know, just a few things here and there. I believe it has had a AC fan put in it, but besides that, it was just, you know, little stuff. And can't really complain on that too much. Like I said, 2012, 290 Magnum, 2,394 hours. No, not a lot of hours comparably to some people. But we don't run just this tractor. I mean, we got other tractors we run. So this one's mainly the grain drill, turbo till, and when we run the DMIs, or rippers, we call them DMIs, that's what they are. But Case bought DMI out and call it the Eco Till or whatever now, but still, it's a DMI. Would you look at that? If you ever want to replace the hog head seals, just go to Spicer and get that number right there. Case just sticks their number over the top of it. Well, good information to have if you need it. Look at this video. That's a 070KS120 Spicer seal. That's all it is right there. Heck if I'm buying it from Case anymore. Then we get a whole lot cheaper. If I can get this thing apart and not show where I got it from, of course. Well, $143 is not too awful bad, but I guarantee you it'd be a whole lot cheaper buying it from Spicer. Just guarantee it. Well, just ate that little seal up, didn't it? Spring still on it, that's good. At least it didn't eat the spring. That front side is no good at all. It looks pretty clean in there though. Don't see any flakes or anything. I'm just gonna stick the new seal in. Yeah, rough looking comparably. All chewed up on the outside there. Well, actually it's not bad. I think it's the other seal ate up pretty bad. It doesn't look horrible either though. But it's definitely, the rubber's gone. That's just the metal part of it. So this seal here is the one that got ate up pretty bad here. See, you're supposed to have your grooves here. And of course, that's the back side. That's the back side. It's just got that, and it is beat up pretty bad. So this one here is not too awful bad. If you look here, this one, the front's got the black all over it where it ate that's still out really, but that one, and it's not really bad. They got you springing both of them, but we'll go ahead and change the old one out with the new one. If you have it apart, best things to do, just go ahead and get it over with. It'll add an hour to the shelf life. And if you're curious about the shelf life, pretty much the rule is, say this packing goes out here, seal goes out here. Pretty much, if that one's going out, that means that one is about to go out as well. All the seals, the rubber seals, everything have a shelf life. So if this one goes out here, you can pretty much count on that one going out very soon. So when you do that, go ahead and buy 2, because it's going to go out. Sometimes it's because something catches it, it goes out. It's not supposed to, but for the most part, a lot of times if it goes out because of age, both of them are going to go out at the same time almost, usually. They have a shelf life, everything. It just, that's how they make stuff. It deteriorates over time. You can pretty much figure it's going to deteriorate about the same time. Guys, we got this back on the hog head. We got our bolts in here at the bottom. We're going to tighten them down. No man how this magically appeared here. But key note, it is easier to lift up front end there. I actually didn't have to lift up one side. Lift up one end, and you can spin this however you want instead of that little mark, because it does not line up if you mark it. I don't know if it rolls just a little bit. It will not line up. All right, I took it off, marked it. It just does not line up. So just to let you know, if you ever had to do this, all you had to do is just lift up this one side here. We'll have this here, and it's pretty easy to do. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It takes a little time, but I say it's a fairly easy thing to do. Of course, we'll take our 5/8, and that will tighten all these down. I don't know if you're interested in this, but the size on this tractor was a 2-inch. If you're changing this, the next thing you do is you got to put your piece back on here. I forgot to mention, you need to put this on before you put a hot head on. It's that important. You don't have to take it off when you take it off. I took it off because I cleaned it out. The easiest way to do it, I took my little marker I marked with. I marked me a line here, and there's a line there. And I widened it in there, and it lines you up right there to put your little plastic piece back in. Of course, you're gonna need a new plastic piece. And then we'll take these, we'll put these bands back around, tighten them up, and that's all you pretty much had to do. It'll have it fixed. The seal and all, the kit, everything. That's the clear way to do it. Of course, we didn't show taking it off. Taking it off, just do this in reverse. You take these off first. It's the first thing you're gonna take off. These are things. You can pull your clip, pull that back, take your 4 bolts off, drop it. I suggest having a jack stand to hold it up. You don't have to. It'll hold itself up or hit the ground one, but it just keeps the stress off of your universal point back here. And then you take your main bolt out the hog head, pull the hog head off. You might need to use a little persuasion. Don't be too rough with it. If it won't come off, you ain't got something right. If it won't come off with a little bit, don't try to force it too hard. But a little bit of pressure, it comes right off.